Yeah, Vaughn, thanks for taking the time to chat with us today. I know it's a busy day for y'all. Sammy was talking earlier in the week about the Zach being better communicating with the defensive side of the ball this year. How have you seen that kind of manifest itself, and how is he? Can you think of any specific ways in which he's gotten better in handling the defense and talking to y'all than maybe he did when he first got here?
Just challenging the defense, going out there, just challenging the guys, playing harder, getting the extra turnovers and takeaways, and really just causing field position and creating explosives for the defense. So that's the way he's been communicating with us, and just really just going out there and having fun and doing what we do.
Okay, Kelsey Conway, go ahead, Kelsey.
Hey, Vaughn, I wanted to ask you about the extra defensive meetings you guys in the secondary started this year. Whose idea was it? When did it start? And when do you guys meet? And just exactly like what do you guys go through in that meeting?
It starts on Tuesday, but it's been a collective effort. We push for that. They know I'm here early all the time, but it's really a collective effort. Guys, we switch out who brings the breakfast and whatnot. So it's really a jump start on the game plan and who we're going against and how we're going to get attacked. And on first and second down, and we had the coordinator come down. We have our position coaches come down. And I really asked them what I need to show the group and how can we get started on the week so we get a jump start for Wednesday.
You feel like it's made a difference?
For sure, because we don't have to really talk about concepts. We can talk about how we can make plays throughout the defense and what they're giving us. So that's the biggest thing, how to get a jump start of the week.
Next up is Mike Petraglia.
Hey, Vaughn, how are you doing?
Good.
Wanted to ask you about Lou Anarumo. And when you're taking on a complex offense like the Chiefs with so many weapons, what is it about Lou's ability to communicate the keys to containing their defense that makes him so good at what he does?
Oh, man, he's a scientist. Always have the method. Always trying to put us in position to make plays and take away their strengths and make them play left-handed. And really just trying to take away their threats. And that's what he does well at, and putting guys in position to make plays. So he always having some formula in his head. We try to diagnose that throughout the week and make it easier for us to play faster and put us in a situation to make plays. So, hats off to him, always putting us in position to make plays.
Thank you.
We're going to go next to Dave Lapham. Dave, are you there?
Yes, I am. Vaughn. In the first matchup, you hold Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce to a combined 65 yards on 11 catches. Those are the two guys that people have had problems with in terms of controlling them. You guys did. What was the secret?
Really believing in the plan, trusting one another, trusting to the plan, and really going out there executing just high level communication, pre-snap and post-snap, diagnosing the formation, knowing where the guys are at, and just taking away his threats. And that's the huge part. And me and Jesse back there just always over communicating and just being the umbrella of defense, and just really just staying on top of everything and making them play left-handed and making the other guys try to beat you. So, hats off to the guys. They're being in there studying the breakdown and the game plan, and the guys just all in, and that's what it takes to win games like that for sure.
Michelle Steele. Michelle, go ahead.
Hey, Vaughn, how much does it help you guys that you basically just saw this offense a few weeks ago and you guys saw Patrick Mahomes, and what is kind of the top thing to remember about playing this offense technique wise and Mahomes and specifically?
It gives you a jump start for sure, but it's still hard. It's hard to beat a team twice, especially in that caliber. Those guys are always in the postseason, in the Super Bowl, so they always find out how to win. And that's what we're trying to do. And we just got to really just trust our keys and just really dive in deeply of what they saw on film last time of how they're going to attack us and what we left on the table. So we just got to clean up our technique and just really trust each other. Like I said, we have a high volume of communication post-snap and pre-snap, and we're just going out there doing our jobs.
Next question, Charlie Goldsmith. Charlie.
You were in New Orleans when Joe and Jamar were at LSU. How closely were you following that at the time, and how closely is that to what you're seeing now?
We was worried about how we was going to win on Sunday, but the season was static. Both teams was winning, and man, we just try to bring it home too. So, but was very close, but it was hats off to those guys because they got the job done and bringing it home. So,
Safid Dean, go ahead.
Hey Vaughn, how's it going, man? I wanted to get your thoughts on just maybe what was it like for you watching that Chiefs Bills game the other night as a defender? Are you kind of wondering about if I was in that situation, what I would do, or are you kind of just sitting back and looking at all the guys on offense, like, is it hard for them, to stop?
it's a little both, you really enjoying the game. You've seen how a great defense going against a great offense. I think they finished up one in every category this year. The Bills did, and just watching those guys going out there competing, going against a high potent offense as the Chiefs, just seeing how they're going to match up and how to go execute and win situations, the third down and the red zone and 2 minute, last minute in the game, in the half, and just going out there just really trying to learn from them. And so you learn from that, and you don't want to repeat history. And you be like, man, I really want to show the guys this the next day, so we don't be in this situation. Because always in the games like this, I always go to the wire. You've been seeing it week in and week out with us. It's always going to the last play of the game on 4th down and field goal. So it's gonna go down to the wire, and you never want to make mistakes. You always want to learn from them. So that was a huge learning point from this past weekend for sure.
Next up is Jeremy Roush. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey, Vaughn, there's been so many people that have said this team is ahead of schedule. Even myself at one point this season said that, Vaughn. But this team really has so many guys that are coming back in so many ways. Do you feel like this is really just the start of something special for this team, Vaughn?
Jeremy, I can't think it like that, man. All I think about is we're in the now. And we always trying to win now because everybody's shelf life is small. We got I guess, really take full opportunity of the opportunity that we have right now and embrace the moment or where we at right now. So we can never look forward. We can only stay in the now. And that's why I tell the guys, go out there, because you never know what you could. It takes years to get to this moment. Some people don't get to it at all, be in their career. So I have friends that never been to this moment, and man, it's just we got to cherish the moment and really relish it. So just living it now, and really go out there, just play for it, and really just, like I said, embrace it.
We have time for just a couple more. Jeff Hobson is next. Jeff.
Vaughn, how you doing?
Good.
Well, what were your thoughts when you saw Eli Apple make that play at the end of the game? What was going through your mind, and why has he turned his career here around? What has gone into that, do you think?
I say he made up for the play he should have made in the previous quarter. He shouldn't have had a pick. But he's prepared for the big moment. And he go out there, I'm hard on him every day, and he go rise up to it. He go rise up to a challenge, go out there and compete at a high level. And he went out there and made the play. There's no doubt in my mind he can make the play. I'm always expecting him to win. And, man, it's just hats off to him. He came here, bought into what the coaches and the culture, and he really believed in it and believed in himself. That's the number one thing, having the self-confidence, go out here and redeem himself. And it's just hats off to him, and it just really shows his resiliency and the character, the person he is. And he's going out there playing at a high level, and it's just hats off to him. And I want him to keep on going and keep on growing within the league. So, hats off to him, and I want him to keep on going in this game.
Thanks, Vaughn.
Aditi Kinkabwala. Aditi.
Hey, Vaughn, you said, that was a nice smile, thank you.
Thank you.
You said that after watching the Chiefs-Bills game, there were certain plays that you couldn't wait to show the guys. Which plays were those? And when you look back to the first meeting, are there any trends in how the Chiefs kept jumping up? They jumped up on you 2 touchdowns 3 separate times. Were they just 3 separate situations, or are there certain trends that you can clean up?
I can't really give away the secrets like that, but I can break it down to you. But some of the plays where they're doing their plays, they like, man, getting speed across the guys across the field. And that was some of the plays. And it was the end of game situations of how the corners were playing off and just giving them free access to Kelsey at the end. And then to 10 at the end when he took that touchdown. And that was some of it. But some of the trends that they do, man, it's just, They got a surface pad that they see, and they see how we go adjust to certain things within their first 15 plays. And so they might show you something, and they're not going to throw it yet, but they're going to see how you really playing this look. And they go see, they be like, all right, next time throw it. So it's like the biggest thing is you got to adjust and adapt on the sideline and really lock into your assignment and knowing the dead areas in the coverage at times. And because they go exploit those areas. So that's the biggest thing, hats off to them. They're getting coached great and they go try to exploit everything that you miss. So that's the biggest thing that you got to really be on your P's and Q's about.
Next up is Dan Horde. Go ahead, Dan.
And you had one of the biggest plays in game one, breaking up that deep ball for Tyreek Hill, and he's probably the fastest guy in the league. Do you consider the Chiefs to be the fastest team in the league, and what problems does that present?
Bless you. Yeah, they probably are. They got speed, they got Hardman, they got 13 Pringle, they got 10. It brings a lot of problems because it stretches you vertically. And because you want to take away these vertical threats and everything underneath, you got McKinnon, number one, you got 25 back, you got Travis sitting underneath in the soft of the zone. And it's just like, man, everybody's back deep and he's just by himself. And that's how you create explosives within this play. And it's like, man, it's like you got to respect the speed because it's like a road runner, we call them. And they just keep on just rolling. But you got to respect it. And that's why this team is so dynamic. And you got guys like Hardman and 10 that can line up anywhere, backfield, anywhere. They could do punt returns and they can create explosives everywhere. So it's a unique group that they have, and it's a challenge for sure. But we rise up to it, and we're ready to take it on for sure.
Vaughn, the last question is to Wayne Boxmiller. Go ahead, Wayne.
Hey, thank you, Vaughn. You were brought in, one of the guys, because you were a winner. You played in winning organizations. If you were to give that speech on Saturday night, what would you tell your guys?
We gave it last week, but all I said was embrace the moment and really cherish it. Go take the little things for sure. Really executing your job, your assignment, and really lean on your brother. We all that we got. That's all we need. And so we all in together. We've been creating history, and we want to keep on making history and be legendary and leaving our legacy, and just really believe in that and going in as a family, and then going in as that one. And that's the biggest thing. And guys really bought in that brotherhood, and we really bought in that culture. So we all in together.
Thank you, Sam. You're a Cincinnati guy, and in some ways you've carried the weight of all these years on your shoulders. Talk about what it means to be at this moment in time as a Cincinnatian and as a Bengal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure later on it'll, all really sink in. But at this moment, I'm really just trying to focus week to week and get this next win. And that's really what's gotten us here as a team. And I'm just trying to continue that mentality. But obviously, seeing the energy in the city, seeing the energy among the fans, and knowing what this means, it motivates me every day.
Thank you.
Next up is Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon.
Muted.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Sam, Box stole my question, so I guess I'll rephrase it here. Just being a guy that's been here for so many years and been through, this is your first winning season, I think. Just to get to this point, the journey, how fun is it with that group of guys like TB and Mixon that have been there for a while to get to this point?
Yeah, I mean, I just sat in for the last minute or so of TB's interview, and everything he's saying is so true. These guys that are here today have been through so much, and to experience it with them is special because throughout the whole, losing seasons and whatever, we all handled ourselves with, treated each other with respect and did things the right way, all trusting that one day we'd get this breakthrough season and never look back. And to have it happen is special for all of us.
Next up is Charlie Goldsmith. Charlie.
Sam, can you describe the impact you're seeing quarterbacks like Mahomes and Burrow and even Josh Allen and across the league, these special talents are impacting the league, the sport, and defense?
Yeah, it's a quarterback-driven league. It's amazing what these guys can do on the field for their team, for their franchise, and we're really lucky to have a great one in Joe. We're gonna, he drives the ship and we go as he goes, and we're very fortunate to have someone that can compete at that level. And you see that game last week against Mahomes and Allen. And, it's just special to watch and be a part of it is really a cool opportunity.
Okay, next up is James Rapine. James.
Hey, Sam. I know Joe said, he's tired of the underdog narrative. At the same time, you're going up against the team that's hosting its fourth straight AFC title game. They've been to back-to-back Super Bowls, and technically you are the underdog as a team. Do you feel that? Do you feel like the underdog going into Sunday's game?
I don't really feel like there's this person in this locker room that doesn't believe we can win this game. We're not focusing too much on projections and whatever it is. We're just focusing on our job. And I know that the belief in this locker room is everyone is going to go out there, play their best, and have no question in their mind that we have the ability to win this game. And whatever happens, the 60 minutes, we're going to be nonstop trying to do that. So that's our mentality.
Sam, next question is Aditi Kinkabwala. Aditi.
Hey, Sam, obviously Patrick Mahomes isn't afraid to throw when he's outside the pocket. And he's actually less efficient throwing outside the pocket. So having said that, why is it so vital to keep him inside the pocket? And what's the biggest key in keeping him in there?
You just see the extension of plays. And when quarterbacks can, you do everything right on defense, and then they make spectacular plays by, getting out of the pocket and extending plays. It's really tough on the defense to reset and, get them back in 3rd and long. So being able to do that and just allowing, the guys in the back end to do their job and not have to plaster for however many seconds he's running around. It's really a challenge. And, he's the best at his pocket awareness and his scrambling ability. So that's really where the benefit comes from.
Next question goes to Jeff Hobson. Jeff.
Thanks, Zach. Hey, Sam. Hey, not much. Hey, you're from here. You've lived it. You've been a fan. What has the last 10 days been like? What's the last week been like? What are the differences you've seen? What have you felt? Who have you heard from?
I've heard from a lot of people, reaching out. Just, it's really cool how many people have thanked me for, the relief they felt, the time that they had watching the games, the great memories they've had from these wins this year. But, I've tried to, everyone's been really respectful, in my family and friends, giving me just some distance to try and focus and keep this thing going, allowing me to focus on next game at hand. And I'm sure whenever it ends, I'll reflect back and enjoyed it. But at this moment, I'm really just focused on beating the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mike Petraglia, you're next.
Thanks, Zach. Sam, two-parter real quick. One, why do you think you guys have been so effective in the red zone on defense in the 2 playoff games? And secondly, so much talk about offensive line communication on the road. What about the defense? How important is it to maintain consistent communication?
In the red zone, it just comes down to playing team football. You're asked to do certain things in the red zone that typically you're not asked to do out in the field, whether it's, covering backs, just more cage rush mentality, double teaming guys. It's just selfless defense. I view it. Once you get down in the red zone, everybody's working together to, bow up and get the job done, get off the field with 3 points. And I think our team defensively really embodies that collective defensive mentality, and it allows us to play really well together when it comes down to crunch time with red zone. Your second question, say again, sorry.
Oh, sorry. We'll come back to him. Let's go next to Charles Walford from London. Charles.
Hi, Sam. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Just interested to know from a sort of defensive point of view, how quickly from training with Joe did you realize that you guys had a special talent on your team? From how soon from when he walked in the facility?
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak from other guys' perspective just because I've been friends with Joe for a long time. We went to college together. But, when he walked in the building, I had guys tell me that he doesn't carry himself like a rookie. Anything that Joe ever did, from day one never seemed like it was forced. It was always natural, just his leadership and the way he carries himself. So I think from day one, when he walked in the building, people could tell that this was our franchise quarterback.
And just can I ask one quick follow-up?
Yep.
Then how different was it this season when Jamar came in the building and they had that connection? And obviously you've seen it before, but how quickly did that elevate the team and suddenly you realize you have something special here?
Yeah, when someone walks in a high draft pick, it has a lot of eyes on them, and how they carry themselves really goes a long way. And what your team perceives them as, and stuff like that. And both of them have just been picture perfect for how you want someone to carry themselves, whether it's humbling yourself as a rookie, as a high draft pick, and just going to work. I always just tell rookies, just keep your mouth shut and go to work, and that's how you earn the respect of your teammates, and they both do that very well. And grew up together and are doing things, making history. So they're doing awesome.
Okay, last two questions. We're going to start with the follow-up from Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, Sam, my follow-up was quickly about the communication. So much talk about offensive lines communicating on the road. How important is it for defenses on the road, hostile environment, to be all on the same page? And what do you guys do to ensure that?
Yeah, we're fortunate because it's going to be not as loud for us out there as it is for our offense because it's a away game. But we have great, practice. Home games were pretty loud, and whether it's nonverbal, verbal communication, game plan stuff, all being on the same page before you even step in those situations through your preparation. That's really what it comes down to, because once you're lined up and everybody knows their jobs, there's shouldn't be too much communication.
Next is Wayne Boxmiller. Go ahead.
Sam, you guys lost Larry Ogunjobi, but as a unit, you came together and played remarkably well. Talk about just your unit and how well you guys have played and leaned on each other successfully this year.
When we lost Larry, that was a massive hit. He's such an important part of our defensive line, just from a leadership, personality standpoint, and to his on the field play. But I think it's been the story of our unit the whole the whole season. We've had guys drop out of certain games, other guys step up, just keep grinding. And we've had some guys come off other teams that we've signed and step in and really provide some depth and practice and games. I mean, Zach Kerr stepped in the game, made a tackle last week, and it was huge for us to get those plays. And I think we just got a great group with a lot of great leaders, and we all just want to win games, and doesn't matter how.